What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Jared's Books. I am Jared. It is Saturday. I usually have been putting these together on a Sunday, but was out and about at the park with the kiddos and finally starting to feel back to normal after what seems like a month of like on and off, like cold sicknesses kind of thing. That kind of thing happens to me like every time there's like a big change of the season. So like when winter's transitioning into spring, and then I usually have the same kind of issue like with summer into fall or fall into winter. It's always at some kind of like transitional period of the weather. I'll get like it just lasts for like weeks now. I don't know if it's getting older. I did just celebrate a birthday a couple weeks ago, and it's not a milestone, but it's right before a milestone, and it's getting harder to recover from just like regular sicknesses and stuff for some reason. I don't know. I think it's Father Time trying to slow me down. But I wanted to put together this the video because I did get a Half Price Books gift card for my birthday from my father-in-law, who's awesome, and picked up some books from Half Price Books and wanted to go ahead and talk about them. I haven't read any of them yet. Just wanted to show off the most recent book haul. I wanted to talk a little bit about how Dune Part II is going, and then maybe touch on some true crime books out there that I think are good reads, and some that I'm looking forward to reading. Which I think I must like true crime a lot because I have they're in the book haul. So the first one is going to be the Lost Van Gogh by Jonathan Santlofer or Santlofer. Geez, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. But this book, it says it's about for years there have been whispers that before his death, Van Gogh completed a final self portrait. Curators and art historians have savored this rumor, hoping it could illuminate some of the troubled artist's many secrets. But even they have to concede that the missing painting is likely lost forever. So it sounds like it's like hunting for like a lost Van Gogh. I really like classic art a lot. The art museum is one of my favorite places on the planet, other than the Gem Vault at the Science Museum. That's probably my favorite place, but I really like classic art, surrealism, not really modernist kind of stuff. I do like some Van Gogh. Claude Monet is one of my favorites, that kind of thing. So really looking forward into this. I'm not sure if this is like a true story, or this is just like a historical fiction. I think, um, which I think it is. I think it's kind of just like a historical fiction based off of the last Van Gogh that they're looking for, but looks pretty good. Um, Kind of reminds me of the Art Thief by Michael Finkel. This is one that I read earlier this year, and I did a review on it that I have. I'll put a link on this video to my review of the Art Thief by Michael Finkel. This book was great. This is a true story too about the most successful art thief in history and his compulsion and obsession to steal artwork, and it's just great. It's tragic, but a true story. It was really good, and it was an easy read. I enjoyed this one. It was fun. This was a fun read. The next book that I picked up in my most recent birthday book haul is Empire of the Summer Moon by S.C. Gwynn. This is about Koana Parker, the rise and fall of the Comanches, the most powerful Indian tribe in American history. This book comes highly recommended from comes off the Joe Rogan podcast. He talks about it a lot at nauseum, and I just when I was sick and laid up, I talked about it in my last video how I was watching Dances with Wolves with Kevin Costner, and it really got me into it. It was what a cool time period in America, westward expansion and Indians versus cowboys and settlers kind of thing. I think it's terrible what happened to the Native Americans, and it's sad even watching that movie and then just knowing, even though it kind of had a happy ending, you kind of know what happened to them, and it's just sad, them all in the name of greed, and it kind of seems like that's an underlying theme with humans and expansion of civilization, and they call it, progressing, and it's not in progress. It's not. It's gross. I think we should kind of just keep everything the way it was. I wish there was a time machine, but there's not. So we'll see how this one goes. It says this was a New York Times bestseller. It does have somebody made quite a bit of notes. You can see like there's like some drawing and stuff in here from Half Price Books. So I really don't appreciate that, but I'm really looking forward to checking this one out. I'm actually confused on what I should read next, so I'm kind of gonna try to put up a poll and my small amount of subscribers. If you want to weigh in and let me know what you think I should read, let me know. But this is one of the finalists was Empire of the Summer Moon, and the other finalist is also from my birthday book haul, The Man Who Killed Kennedy: The Case Against LBJ by Roger Stone with Mike Colapietro. This makes the case for the conspiracy that LBJ was behind Kennedy's murder. For those of you that watch my channel, you'll know that I'm somewhat obsessed with the 50s and 60s. I really am fascinated by that era in American history. It it's such a cool time. I think there's this air of like innocence because there's no internet, things like that. The morality and like a strong moral compass was still first and foremost. It was family, church, your job, that kind of thing, and it was all kind of a front because behind the scenes, these people were, drinking, gambling, mafia was running loose. There was, I mean, alcoholism was crazy. I mean, me and my wife are watching Mad Men again, and it's just nuts, man. Like how drunk these guys were all the time, and I find that period in time so cool, the late 50s and 60s, just because of that. It's like a silk screen kind of thing. It's like a veil. It wasn't real. And the whole Kennedy and Camelot, I really enjoy that story. I really like the conspiracies. 11/22/63 by Stephen King, where a guy goes back in time to prevent the Kennedy assassination. I think that's my favorite book I've ever read. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one, the Man Who Killed Kennedy. And that's going to be what the two that you have to excuse the chair. This chair is like on its, I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it's on its last leg. And I do work from here too virtually, and I'll be in a meeting and it's like, so let's take a vote on what should be read next. It's either going to be Man Who Killed Kennedy or Empire of the Summer Moon. Let me know which one I should read next, and have my handful of subscribers. I will read whichever one you guys vote on. I wanted to talk a little bit about how Dune Part 2 is going. I'm a little over halfway through it. I'll finish it this week. It's kind of annoying. I mean, look how small the book is. It I mentioned this in my last video, but it is driving me absolutely insane. Um, I can't open the book all the way. I can't get comfortable reading it. Um, I was sick for like the last couple weeks too, so I've been like reading it in like littler pieces. It's very much kind of the first one. If you watch the video review I did on Dune Part One, I had some problems with the beginning of it. This one's a little bit better. It seems like he tried to make it to where it wasn't so. There is a lot of dialogue, but not just constant dialogue with no background. He puts a little bit of background in it, but the quality of the writing is less than the first one so far. Uh, but the drama is higher than the first one. So lots of drama in this one. This is one's like a legit soap opera, and that's what's holding me in. Like last night was my biggest chunk of reading it. I knocked out like 100 pages of it, and it's good. It's good. Good drama. So I should have that one finished up this week, and then I will do a review on it. So I wanted to also touch on some other true crime novels that I thought were really good, and a couple that I have but I haven't read yet that I want to. The first one, and I talked a little bit about my last video, is Tokyo Vice. I've been meaning to do a book review on this one. This was one of my 2024 reads, and this one's really cool. There is a badass, awesome HBO series, Tokyo Vice, a lot of subtitles, but based on the book, uh, I think it does a really good job mimicking the book. The book has changes names and things like that. Uh, but this is about an American reporter. He actually became one of the first uh, Americans or Gaijins, I think how they refer to them as outsiders in Japan, to be able to work for a newspaper agency in Tokyo, and it was like unheard of. It's really cool how they talk about their culture, like their work culture. Like you live for your job uh, in Tokyo, or at least you did in the early '90s when Tokyo Vice was taking place. Uh, really cool book. I definitely recommend it. I'm gonna do a review on it. I'm probably gonna do a review on it. I'm gonna try to this week. My work has been absolutely crazy, like balls to the wall, busy. But I'm gonna try to do a review on this one. One that I've been meaning to read, and I picked up not too long ago, is Devil in the White City by Eric Larson. This is also a half price books. You can tell that I like half price books because books are half price. This one's Murder, Magic, and Madness at the Fair That Changed America. This one is about that. What's this guy's name? Let me try to find it on here. Follows Eric Larson. It was this one serial killer that had a hotel built with all these secret chambers in it just so he could kill people. And that's what this one is about. You probably know what I'm talking about if you've read any kind of true crime before, but this goes into great detail about it. It won a National Book Award. It's a National Book Award finalist, and this one comes highly reviewed. I think I heard about this one from Books Are Sick. I love that guy's channel. Love doing what he's doing. Definitely check him out. He's got some great content. But that's where I heard about this one, and I'm looking forward to it. Another true crime that I can't recommend enough. I think it's my most successful video review was Chaos. Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the '60s by Tom O'Neill. They just put out a Netflix series based off of this. The Netflix series, I wanted it to be as good as the book. Of course, nothing ever really is, but it fell way short and left out a lot of the details. The Netflix thing just seems like another Manson documentary. They didn't even make it follow chaos. I mean, it took Tom O'Neill, I think it took him 20 years to put this book together. All this data, all this research. This book will blow you away. Like I could, again, it's a cool 60s piece too. So it has that going for it. It is a nonfiction that reads like you're sitting there with Tom O'Neill. Yes, there's a lot of names. Yes, there's a lot of references, but he does a really good job of it not feeling like that, which I think makes a really good nonfiction, which was not the case for the last one I read that I reviewed, the Graham Hancock Fingerprints of the Gods, which I hated. I find it so interesting, but hated every minute of reading that book. Um, that it was just terrible. And then one that I'm looking forward to reading, and I gotta read one of these two first: the Kennedy book or the Empire of the Summer Moon. But then for sure, following that is going to be this one. Um, this is Anne Rule's The End of the Dream, The Golden Boy Who Never Grew Up. And this is based off of the Hollywood bank robber Scott Scurlock in the '90s in the upper North Pacific Northwest. He was influenced by the movie Point Break. He was like a real free spirit kind of guy. Uh, there's a Netflix series called How to Rob a Bank, and it's incredible. And I wanted, after I saw the Netflix series, and I'm such a huge Point Break fan of the movie. I think I saw the movie for the first time when I remember where I saw it. I was 5 or 6. It was in my dad's house. It was in the afternoon, so it was like a daytime airing of the movie on TV, had commercials. And I have never been the same since. I have been a diehard Keanu Reeves fan since that day. Patrick Swayze, Gary Busey, Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers makes a cameo in it. It checks all the boxes for a movie. Uh, and if you think about it, Fast and the Furious was literally the movie Point Break, but with cars. Point Break is an absolute masterpiece. I actually have a movie poster that I'm getting ready to buy to put it in here just because I love the movie so much. Scott Skurlock was heavily influenced by Point Break, but he was a really nice guy. From I know it sounds weird, aside from him being prolific bank robber, one of the most prolific in American history. But he was like a free spirit. He kind of was like trapped in this lifestyle, and after I saw the Netflix series, I wanted to read about it. And I started looking for a book on it and couldn't find it. And I saw this, like I knew it existed, but there were no copies available anywhere online. And then when we were at Half Price Books, just goofing around, I was like, let me go to True Crime, and just for like shits and giggles, let me see if it's there. And there it was. And I think I was looking for something else, and it was there. It's like I was meant to read it. Man, it's gonna be hard. Let's put this one on the vote. The 20 of you that follow me, if you want, let me know what we should read next. What are we gonna do? The Man Who Killed Kennedy, Empire of the Summer Moon, or the Scott Skurlock Hollywood bank robber book by Anne Rule based off a true story. Lots of book stuff, guys. This video went a little bit longer, but I just kind of wanted to catch up. My last few reviews have kind of just been for the sake of putting together a review for consistency's sake, because I just was not feeling good for like the last 4 weeks. But I'm feeling like myself again. I went and played some disc golf out in the park today. I got my afternoon coffee, which I am sure is going to give me a caffeine induced anxiety attack, which I'm all for because I guess that's what I do when I drink coffee. But that's it. Let's wrap this thing up. Jared's books. If you guys like what I'm putting out there, go ahead and give me a like, give me a subscribe. I try to put together more like broad spectrum book stuff like we did today, and then I'll be doing a book review of Tokyo Vice sometime this week. That was one of my 2024 reads, and I should be wrapping up Dune Part 2, which everyone loved the Dune Part 1 review. So hopefully Dune Part 2 lives up to the hype. As always, we don't make any notes here. We push play. We do a video. What comes out of my mouth, that's what happens. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Keep reading. Stay safe. Until next time.